And so, step one. I went a little big because of the wires that I'm going to use. And all I'm hoping is that I can aim the wires through all this. We'll see how it goes. Let's try a test right now. Easy. Just as easy. Not quite as easy, but it definitely works. Let's head over to the soldering station. So I don't know if I really covered it yet, but taking a look at the seams, before there was a lot of light leak going on, just as you can see the UV strip when it goes over these hatchway ports. But overall, the strips around the side definitely helped out. There's definitely a bit of a shadow going on, but it's not too unbearable. And overall, the evenness of the glow is a lot better than I had figured it would. Let me step down the exposure a little so it's not so overdriven here. There's definitely some good solid lightness all going pretty much everywhere. As I was saying, there's a bit of shadow in here, which is probably easier to see now, but it's not really all that specific a shadow. Same with this side as well. Obviously these areas here are where the landing bay sides are, so those are going to be the hottest, but once you put these cowlings on, it really evens out the light. However, when you do look inside them with the cowling on, it's going to be really bright and engine-like, which I guess is supposed to be the effect. So what I just did here was to take this Dremel bit here, which is much smaller than the 5mm of the LED, broke through the surface and just wiggled around a little, and this is definitely now wide enough to house the LED in there. While this LED has a really nice gentle circumference across the top, I'm going to still scuff it up because this is going to be pressing almost directly against the inner surface there. There's a little bit of room at the top. Then over here on the bottom of the hull, it definitely touches the very top, so that is going to, I might even have to paint that to get rid of, I don't know how I'd paint it, I guess. Maybe put a piece of sprue between it. Well, we'll see. The other thing you can't do with these is shave them down flat because they're already such a low profile. So the basic idea here is to wire up these LEDs really low, have them sit through the setup like that, glue these in place. So I'm going to go resistor these up and let's try some lighting tests. So if I'm thinking correctly, I put a 2K resistor in the nose here, or rather in the tower, and it gives a really nice soft glow right where it's supposed to be. It's kind of hot right at where the cross bridge bow, whatever it is here, crosses over, but it looks really, really nice, and it's just where it needs to be. Getting another one even dimmer really close to the light bulb that goes on the top of this would have been really nice. The one in the nose here is probably a little too bright. Don't know if I wouldn't be able to pull all of this apart enough to replace that resistor anyway. So that works as is, but it is touching the inside of the plastic and distinctly shows purple. So what I want to do to avoid that on this one is, while that one is probably a 500 meg, or rather a 470 ohm, what we'll do here is pull out a 5K, and I haven't sanded the surface yet. So there's 5K, got a loose connection. Definitely looks nice on camera from this angle. Not a lot of light right in the nose. It's not too bad a hot spot. Let's see how it looks in the bottom. That is a definite hot spot back there. Having both of these in place will definitely help see how this really looks. But the wings just aren't going to get any love. Though I guess I could put more LEDs in the body here. I don't think it would be inappropriate to have one at each wingtip, plus that one in the middle. The light should blend over enough to be really good. So this little guy could use 4. There may be a little darkness here in the neck. We'll see about that. If you plan ahead, you can also put these immediately behind some of these walls to help on that, such as in the corners or in the floor corner as well. That shows pretty good even from there. There would be no real good way to light up these hatch bay doors once that is going. It's really nice being able to write like that, huh? So to this first LED, I sanded down the sides with 150 grit. I even glued a little bit of glow sheet that I snagged from one of these cuts. But there's still pretty much a hot spot going on when I put it in the body, whether it's over here at the cockpit or in the main body there. So I'm just going to go with it as is. My basic idea here is to essentially glue these in place, solder them in place, and hopefully be able to sneak that into the body there. To do that, it starts with gluing. So the other thing I have to figure out is actually how much depth is here, and there's not too much. Alright, so let's just get on with it. Alright. Alright, so this probably looks like a lot of work here, but it really wasn't. I don't want to touch it quite yet because I had to use super glue gel rather than regular super glue because things weren't holding. So this is going to take several hours to finally set, and I don't mind that. I want to walk away from the project at this point. But the basic idea here is to wire all the back leads to that one right there. This one will go straight through the floor. The resistors on these two will go a little lower down underneath the floor. And the thing that will set the height is the 2 rear landing gear. I may try and find a little plastic disguise for that front leg, such as cutting a strip off of this maybe, or if I got a styrene tube that's not too thick or tall, that will work as well. So that's it until this dries, and then I'll show it off proper.